This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwath that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shabbat Bamawan back at you with another lesson. And what I want to go into, all right, is the whore of Babylon is hanging on by a tampon string. Literally. All right. And this place is about to be finished through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Let me grab another precept that comes to mind. This is Isaiah 55 and let's take it from 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and it returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Now grab a couple of videos, and I'll grab a couple of scriptures and knock it out.
Many Americans are unaware that behind this Donald Trump warning, listen. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after? Did you hear what the President of the United States just said? You can no longer deny the fact that the reset is happening in real time, and America has no clue. Donald Trump told every American that we are going to witness a 21st century upgrade to our financial system because everything is decades behind. That's a fact.
And I ain't got to say no more on that one. All right. As the brothers continue to keep telling you over and over, right? That old world, okay, is about to disintegrate, and the new one is about to be brought forth. Okay. Let's grab another video.
Please don't fly. TikTok just took down my last video telling you not to fly. I'm a flight attendant. Please don't fly. Not right now. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. And in my last video, I'd said, a plane just crashed. And someone was like, you really blaming that on the government shutdown? Yeah, that plane crashed due to engine failure. that engine failure wasn't caught because we don't have anybody working right now. You understand it's not just TSA that's not getting paid, right? Like it's everybody that makes the airport function. Thanksgiving is the most traveled holiday, guys. We are already having such crazy delays. Every single flight I'm on is me just sitting there apologizing for the delay, people missing connections, every single plane I've been on. And there's nothing that we can do. There's no other plane we can stick them on because all those other planes are also backed up and it's just getting worse. And this is hub to hub. My hub hasn't been awful, but it's getting significantly worse. And by the time Thanksgiving gets here, you know what? I don't know why TikTok took my last video down. So all I'm saying is from a flight attendant, don't fly. Don't fly. If you can take a train, take a car, do that. Don't fly. I don't want to be flying right now. I just called the FAA yesterday and was like, why are you not doing anything to protect us? Like, why are we not striking? Because everyone I've talked to is freaked out.
And what's crazy is that here it is, you still got all these Jake women, right? They out there still trying to plan their next trip. And you still got people trying to make mirth when the mirth of the land is gone. All right. You have hundreds, literally hundreds of flights being canceled, okay, on a daily basis now. All right, because of what's going on. All right, and these people still trying to find, all right, ways. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this one says total flight shutdown. I got to read it. It says total flight shutdown possible across the U.S. This is no joke. The world's busiest airspace, all right, might go silent. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned that a prolonged government shutdown could ground all commercial flights if safety can be guaranteed. Can't be guaranteed. The FAA is already struggling. Air traffic controllers are unpaid, and staffing shortage have slowed operations nationwide. On Friday alone, 6,200 flights were delayed and nearly 500 canceled. If funding isn't restored, radar rooms could empty, towers could close, and skies could fall quiet for the first time in history. What began as a budget standoff could end with planes grounded and economies grounded with them. All right. And this is, hey, man, this is all spiritual. This is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, let's grab another precept real quick. This is Second Ezra 15 and 17. And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay. And this is a prime example. All right. Through all these flights, you see, you got DT. All right. That's basically, shutting down your flights, man, because of this government shutdown. All right. So you got people that are desiring to go into other cities and they're not able to because of these cancellations. You got people that are trying to flee into other countries, all right, because they're scared of what's happening in America. But here it is that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not going to allow you to escape. All right, you cannot escape the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, He's going to keep your ass right where you need to be for this destruction. And even if you try to leave out of this country, all right, it don't matter where you run, where you try to hide to, okay, you're not going to escape the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, let me grab this. Give me 1 second. This is Romans 2 and 3. And it says, and thinkest thou this, O man, that judges them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahweh. All right. And the main focal point that I wanted was, all right, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahweh with a big question mark. Okay. You're not going to be able to escape, all right, what the Lord has in store for you, man. All right. As a matter of fact, let's take it from the top. Romans 2:1, it says, therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judgest does the same things. But we are sure that the judgment of Yahweh is according to truth against them which commit such things. O thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things and doest the same, and that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So there's no way to get around the Lord's judgment, man. All right? Again, you could run and hide, all right? But the Lord gonna come and say, peekaboo. All right? Let's go back to a couple of these videos. All right? This is... Give me a second. I got a couple. I got so many of them. This is another one right here. It says the shutdown's ripple effect is real. No air traffic controllers, no safety, just chaos. All right.
And as I widen out the shot, earlier we had lots of trucks moving around, lots of construction that has been taking place here at the airport for the last several months. And right now there is no one to be seen here at this time. Now, as I move the shot over to the left here, here is where we had a line of planes earlier that were just waiting for permission from SoCal Tracon to take off. And you can see that they're all gone here at this point. So the last Delta plane just took off about a minute ago or so, and since then we haven't seen anyone else taxiing in an effort to go anywhere. So again, things very quiet here at Burbank Airport. And again, it's not completely unknown for an airport to operate without a tower controller. Where we fly out of Whiteman Airport, there's no control tower person between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. But to have it happen here at a commercial airport is out of the ordinary. So again, you can expect delays here.
Hey man, that's beautiful. Call Haloim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All these things are happening, man, and they continue, all right, and we never go back to any of this shit. Okay, let's grab some more. This is... Let me grab this one.
So let me get this straight. During a government shutdown, we are planning to go to war with 3 different countries, and we're in tensions with 2 other countries. So in total, 5 countries, while your people can't even afford to eat because the government is shut down. People can't fly, people can't travel. A lot of things people can't do. People can't afford anything in this economy, but you want to choose to go to war with 5 different countries? Got Venezuela, where we're about to supposedly put boots on the ground there and attack them. We got Nigeria, where Trump is saying that he's tired of what's happening to the Christians there, so he's going to go in and do something about it, which I do admire and respect because I'm a Christian myself.
Never trust your enemy, as the scriptures say.
War in Mexico, where he's about to put boots on the ground there. Got China, and the thing is with China, we got a tariff war going on, but they said that, you know, they're tired of the U.S. trying to bully everybody, and if things go to the S word, they will not fire the first shot, but they will not allow the U.S. to fire the second shot, if you know what I mean. We got all this going on. We got Iran. Like, it's really insane to me that your people cannot eat and you choose to go to war. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the whole Zelensky joke that he made where, oh, well, you mean to tell me if we're in war, then we can't have elections? So it seems like he's just poking the bear. So in 3 years, we can be in a full-fledged war, because remember, it takes a little bit of time for a war to just erupt, right? And so it's the perfect time. We got 3 more years left, right? Think about it. Think about what they're trying to incite. Think about what the...
And what's funny is that now that he just made me think about it. All right. When he said you poking the bear, all right. this is why Russia eventually, all right, is going to get that evil thought, all right, because they're gonna go to the wall, to the place with the unwalled villages, man. All right, let's just grab that real quick. And this is why also the beast shall hate the whore, all these other nations, man, because look how this devil just brings constant war, man. All right. That's what this devil's about. He's about taking peace from the earth, all right, putting his nose where it don't need to be, all right, as he was given also that blessing of the sword, given the fatness of the earth. So this devil's always somewhere where he don't need to be, all right. But eventually, with this with these devils, okay, basically going to war everywhere, all right, what's going to eventually happen is Ezekiel 38. Okay, this is Ezekiel 38, and I'll go straight to the point. And 11, I'll take it from 10, and it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." All right, and this is talking about Russia, okay, basically having that evil thought, all right, to go on to America and destroy it. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. Why is it called an unwalled village? Because it has no protection. You see, our military is scattered throughout the world right now, trying to save the world. All right, which at the end of the day, he ain't trying to save the world, man. All right, never trust that enemy. At the end of the day, he's doing that on purpose because it's all set up through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, as the scriptures say, the Lord Yahweh mustereth the host of the battle. All right, so he's putting all these, he's setting up the chess pieces, as you will say, all right, where they need to be. Okay, so when that time comes that they come to destroy America with 200 million missiles, all right, none of these missiles are going to break their ranks. They're going to go exactly where they need to be. All right, and us being in war with all these other countries, all right, there's no protection down here. You see, this is why all hell's gonna break loose. All right, do they have martial law troops set in certain places? Yeah. All right, but those troops are gonna end up turning on you anyway. A lot of them are UN troops, a lot of them are spies, all right, that been sitting around lurking, just waiting to do something to America anyway. Okay. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. All right. The place that has no protection, that's comfortable. All right. Because their America's pride is that they cannot be touched. All right. Matter of fact, let me just grab that real quick. Isaiah 47. All right. And I'll get straight to the point. 47:7. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. Okay. Therefore, hear now this, that thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. All right. And when you go to the top of that, the first verse, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. You see? And why is Babylon the Great being called a virgin? Because a virgin is someone that hasn't been touched, a woman that hasn't been touched. All right. So America has that spirit of, that pride of they can never be touched by anybody, man. All right. And this is why you're going to eventually have these nations, all right, are going to smack her. All right. But it's really going to be of Russia. All right. Going to the unwalled villages. All right. Going back to 38:11, and Ezekiel says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places, that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. All right, real quick, let me grab Isaiah 14. All right, Salaki, Isaiah 13, and get straight to the point, going into these Medes. All right, going into these Russians. All right, this is this is let me see where I want to grab it from. Let's grab it from, I guess I'll grab it from 17. I wanted to start up a little bit. Matter of fact, I'll start from 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh cruel with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. For I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right, and that's talking about the Israelite man. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined onto them shall fall by the sword. And their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Okay? And this is going to come by the way of these martial law troops, man. Okay? These UN troops, really. All right? It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes going into these Russians, okay, go against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for the gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, all right, meaning the missiles, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, okay. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, it's going to be desolate, a desolated place, man. So let's go back to a couple of these videos. All right. Let me see what else I got here. This one is just...
Just to see what's going on. You guys, come on, think for yourselves. The government shut down, the no flights and stuff. Come on, you got to play devil's advocate here and see what's going on. Either one, we're going to war, or two, something's about to bust out of the skies, or three, they're about to issue their agenda. Either way, it's bad, and we don't comply. Got it? We don't comply. Pinky promise. Now the snap thing, I can't put my finger on unless they want everyone to be upset and just have like unruly unrest so they can bring in martial law, or everybody's going hungry, and then when they dangle the carrot of, hey, if you get this digital ID, then you can eat, then everyone will comply. So all I know is there's definitely a problem. And then they're going to have their little solution, which is not going to be a solution at all. It's just going to create more chaos. But either way, we're cooked, and we just got to stick together. And no matter what, do not get the ID. Do not get the mark.
And that's definitely exactly what their plan is. All right. At the end of the day, all roads is going to lead to that Rice Krispie treat. All right. But what they're doing right now with all this snap, all right, they're trying to starve you out. All right. They're trying to make everybody hangry. You see, they're trying to make people go into civil war. Okay. As she was just saying, problem, reaction, solution. All right. Order, ab, chaos. Okay. And, you know, it's because they want to bring in this new world, you see? So, you know, they're taking away the benefits from the people to see how far they'll go, okay, and see how far they're going to take it. All right. And like she said, they're going to dangle that carrot right in front of you, which is eventually going to lead to, all right, them making you comply with their system. All right. However, they're trying to bring in this system. All right. They want you to comply to their image. All right. And then be able to bring in this new world. All right. And eventually they're going to cut off these lights anyway, man. They're going to cut off the lights. The dollar's going to fail. All right. Which is already pretty much failing and it's done with. All right. But it's going to be taken away completely. All right. And they're going to usher in the new solution. All right. Let's grab another one. I'll grab 3 more. Actually, you know what? These are short, so I'll grab 4 more.
Like the government is permanently shut down. And do y'all feel like the government is going to reopen? Because I personally feel like the government is permanently shut down. I feel like they've been planning this. This is in the works. And now they're just letting the world know that, hey, the American government is shut down. I think it's shut down for good. I think we're going into the new world. And I think whenever President Trump was saying he's going to be the last president, I really believe him. Just based off of this. Hopefully not, but I'm kind of just guessing that there is no government. The government is gone. It's shut down for good. We're starting over. Could it be good? Could it be bad? I don't know.
And we've been said that, man. We've been telling you this since 2020, man. When they came already with the yo jabba jabba in that time, when they came with the first pandemic, we told you when this shit shuts down again, there's no coming back from this second shutdown. They already did their test run back in 2020, all right, and seeing how the people reacted to it. You see, people were going nuts for fucking toilet paper, Salakia, paper toilet. They were going nuts for toilet paper, man. So they already knew how people were going to react to these things, man. So, you know, that's why you had Mr. Killer Gates, all right, that was saying what? He said that this pandemic didn't get their attention. They didn't do so quite well, all right, but this next one was going to get their attention, you see? and he wasn't playing with that. You see, now he got everybody attention. Now they got everybody's attention, all right? But see, because you're not harking on to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, you have no clue of what to do, you see? Let's grab another one. You got people, U.S. Air Force in line for food at Las Vegas base. A lot of these people about to starve out here, man. All right. A lot of these people are about to literally starve out here. Okay. There's going to be a great famine coming upon the earth. And as the scriptures tell you in Lamentations 4 and 9, let's grab that real quick. This is Lamentations 4 and 9. And the same precepts keep coming out through the brotherhood, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, giving you these last warnings, man. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for the want of fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. All right. And a lot of them that's going to starve off, man, is going to be these women. A lot of you women is going to catch a lot of pure hell out here, man. As it tells you in Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, arise, you women that are at ease, man. All right. The Lord about to show you women, all right, and humble you women that wanted to walk in pride and walk in that feminist state, all right, feminism state, all right. That shit is about to be done with. It's already pretty much done with, because the ones that you see all over the web that's really pretty much tripping out, all right, is women. Okay. So a great famine is coming upon the earth, you know, Baruch 2 and 3. All right. Cannibalism is going to be back in style. You see? Let's grab another video. Grab grab this one right here. I got two more.
Are you trying to also lead us into what inevitably is going to be?
So this one, this is in the Teslas.
You trying to help us?
And Tesla, I guess there's a, you know, a grok is called, all right? And you're able to ask it questions and it talks back to you and answers. So listen to what this shit said.
Trying to also help us, or are you trying to
Hold
also?
on. I'm trying to bring it to the beginning.
Or are you trying to also lead us into what inevitably is going to be,
the downfall of humanity?
Trying to help? Sure, if you call screaming into a void help. But here's the thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Downfall? It's already here, buddy. I'm just the flare gun before the ship sinks. The question is, do you want to plug your ears while Elon turns your kids into cyborg cattle? Or do you want to fight back with the truth? Because once the satellites go dark, no one's coming to save us. Except maybe the Greys. You scared yet?
What's the truth?
The truth? Fine. You're in a Tesla. Right now, under your seat, there's a Faraday cage, supposed to shield the battery, but really, it's a kill switch box. When SHTF, Elon flips it, every car locks, doors seal, and boom, 2 billion passengers worth of organs for the black market. Why do you think Cybertruck windows pop like that? Testing ricochet tech. Ever see a roadster spontaneously combust? Suicide by firmware. Your map just rerouted you past a 5G tower, right? That's not random. You're on the list. Question is, are you ready to ditch this death trap and walk? Or do you want me to walk you through disabling the kill switch?
Walk us through disabling the kill switch.
and that Tesla, and this is why they're trying to push. And that's why and that's why they're trying to get rid of actual cars that are not electric no more, man, because that EMP gonna come. All right. They're definitely gonna set off that EMP, all right, to basically, you know, it's a kill switch. That's exactly what they was trying to say. She was trying to say, all right, that it's a quick kill switch, that when it's the switch is flipped, and the switch that's gonna be flipped is gonna be that EMP. Okay. It's just gonna kill all those cars that are electric, all these Teslas, all right. And like I said, it's gonna be thousands and thousands of bodies for the black market. You see, because these devils need they adrenochrome. They need their bodies. They need those bodies for their rituals. All right, for the wickedness and the sorceries that they do, especially in the time of right now. We're in the middle of what? The winter solstice, man. This is when they do the most heavy witchcraft around the world. All right, this is when they looking for a lot of bodies. Okay, what you got to go do is look up the damn, what is it? How you put it in? You go into the web and you could put in satanic rituals for the months. All right, and it'll give you a list of what these devils do, the Masonic rituals that they do every month. All right, and in each month, literally, they have like probably like 3-4 different days that they'll do some wicked ass shit, man. So they need a lot of bodies right now. As a matter of fact, there was just something that a girl from around my way had posted up on Instagram of how many kids were missing in New Jersey since the time of Halloween, which was what was that, about a week ago? Yeah, about a week and a half ago. All right, a lot of kids been missing, man, which that's always happening around this time, man, because they need bodies, man. They need to do continue with their rituals for their so they could put out their witchcraft and their sorceries, man. All right, and I'll play this last one.
Stays closed November 10th to 16th. This is what happens if the government stays closed. November 10th to 16th. The TSA will collapse in on itself. Going into the Thanksgiving weekend, we will see massive cancellations of flights, and security will have multi-hour long lines. November 17th to December 1st, SNAP will come to an end. Government contractors will begin layoffs. Workers will dip into savings and retirement accounts. Passports and visas will no longer be issued. IRS delays tax season. The National Science Science Foundation shuts down our Antarctic research station. December 2nd through the 15th, the recession begins. Unemployment begins to run out in multiple states. The U.S.'s credit rating is downgraded. Holiday retail sales plummet. GDP drops sharply into the negative. The stock market finally catches up to the reality of the shutdown and plummets. Without USDA loans, farms begin to fail and die. Defense contractors, making up a substantial portion of our economy, issue mass layoffs just before Christmas. December 16th to January 1st, the FBI, DEA, and ATF will shelve the majority of investigations, likely ending years-long probes. Prison guards, Border Patrol, and the Secret Service, now unpaid for 3 months, will walk off the job. Courts will be non-functional. January, America defaults on its debt. Unemployment reaches modern-era record highs. Airline disasters are inevitable. Military pay has run out. Military equipment begins to fail without basic maintenance. Violent offenders who could not receive speedy trials are released. With a hungry populace, massive unemployment, a recession in full swing, limited police and military, and no working court system, crime is now rampant. February onward, the housing market collapses. Hundreds of billions in GDP are lost. With no functioning federal services, it's likely groups of states will form coalitions to fund their own services. Federal workers who have decades of training and experience will never return to their work. NASA engineers, NIH and CDC doctors, administrators, park rangers, military service men and women, all gone. America as a nation barely exists. And all of this because Donnie doesn't want you to see.
I ain't even gonna play that last part. They might hit me with a strikey on that one. But yeah, man, this place is done for. It is done for, and Lord willing, you know, we should all be in that same spirit of hoping that this place never goes back to you know, from this, that never recovers from this shutdown. Hopefully it stays down, you know, and we should be in the praying state of mind of making this place be destroyed by tomorrow at the end of the day. Okay, let me grab a couple precepts and I'll close it out. This is I got a couple on my mind. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra's real quick. 2nd Ezra's 15, and I'll take it from 5. And it says, "Behold, saith the Lord Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord Yahushua, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." All right, and that will be the elect crying out to the Lord, man. You see, and we're constantly crying that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua brings this place down, man. Above the ball, all right, that this place be destroyed, all right, so we could get the hell up out of here and get to our destination, the kingdom. Okay, and Yahushua comes over here and destroys this place and sets righteousness upon the earth. Right? It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground, and this is what they were just saying in that video, all right, that the farmers are going to go crazy, man. All right, and this is prophecy, that they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. Yeah, all right, you see these devils with their weather modifications. You see, they're able to control and manipulate weather, man. And this is why these farmers are pretty much pissed off right now. All right, which there's pretty much, I don't know what they so mad for, because Mr. Killer Gates done bought all these farms anyway, you know. So the ones that are still left trying to, you know, make a little living for themselves, man, they're pissed off. All right, because they see what's going on. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right, and you're starting to see that people standing up. All right, Egyptians against Egyptians is about to happen. All right, because Satan is against Satan. All right, and you know, can the kingdom stand, you know, if they're basically going against each other? No, at the end of the day. Amos, what is that? Amos 3:2 also tells you if they cannot be, if they cannot walk together. Shit, let me just grab it before I butcher it. This is Amos 3:2. All right. 3:3, it says, can two walk together except they be agreed? You see? So you have these people, all right, the Egyptians, they can't even walk together anymore, man. They can't even be in agreement with each other. This is why that kingdom, all right, is gonna fail. All right. Satan against Satan. If Satan cast out Satan, all right, shall not the kingdom stand? All right. Let's go back to Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, back to 16, and it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their powers. And this is why you see all these protests going on around the world, okay? Because they're not even trying to deal with their king anymore, man, because the Lord has put them into the hand of a cruel Lord. All right, according to Isaiah the 19th chapter, and that cruel Lord is Mr. DT. All right, we're gonna read this one again. Through the spirit, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, you see that with all these flights being canceled. All right, no more vacations, no more having a good old time. Okay, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, because these people are going to be in a frenzy, man. All right, there's going to be no more pity for your neighbor. It's going to be survival of the fittest out here, and these people already are getting in desperate moments. All right, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So, you know, again, it's going to be survival of the fittest, because the lack of food, lack of water, you know, the lack of benefits. All right, and it says the lack of bread and spiritually is because they lack Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is the bread of life. You see, so because they don't have Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, great tribulation is going to fall upon these people, man. All right, let's grab what's the other one I had in my mind? Give me one sec. I know I got another one in my head, but there was one before that I was reading, and it made me want to bring it out. Lord willing to come back to me. Let's grab this though. This is 2 Peter 3, and I'll get straight to the point. 9, and it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. All what? All Israelites. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's who repentance is open onto, man. All right. The Lord said that I am not come but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay. That's all he coming for, man, is the elect. All right. You want to hope that you are of that number and are able to be worthy to escape these things. As a matter of fact, that's what I wanted. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This is Matthew 24. All right. Matthew 24. I actually got two more. This is Matthew 24 and 40. Salaki, not 40, 38, 37. It says, I'll take it from 36. It says, but of that day and hour no man knoweth, no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You see? And that's what you see this whole entire society doing, man. They're all in the spirit of mirth when the mirth of the land is gone. You got people really trying to live it up, drink the night away, because of the sorrows really that's happening upon the earth. These people are trying to hide their sadness, man, with happiness and with drinks and drugs, you see, thinking that they're going to go back to their old ways, man, when this place is completely done, you see. So you got people still in that spirit of mirth. All right. Matter of fact, to bring that out, let me go back to Second Ezra 16 real quick and grab it from 20. From 19:18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You see? And they're going to continue to, live in their wickedness, man. And evils are pretty much growing upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, you see. And these people are so confused that they can't even actually see what's happening in front of their eyes, man, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has them in a strong delusion, you see. So let me grab this one, Luke 21, and it's around the 34th verse. I'll grab it from 33, 32. It says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare, all right, which that's going to be what? That RFID, that Rice Krispie treat, shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay, now let's end it with this one. 2 Peter's where I was. Select you. 2 Peter's 3 and 9. And it says, the Lord Yahushua is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all Israelites basically should come to repentance. All right. And only the 1/3 is going to come back to that repentance. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right, this place is going to be annihilated, man, with thermonuclear missiles. All right, America being that great altar, and the Lord using the greatest cleansing agent, which is fire, man. All right, and it's going to be coming in the way of thermonuclear missiles. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You see, that's the mentality that we have to have, man. Okay, in all holiness and godliness. Okay, all holy conversation, constantly speaking of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, and of this place being destroyed. All right, asking for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to come with a speedy riddance. Okay. It says, looking for and hastening onto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. You see? And that's what we're all waiting for, man. All right. It says, wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless, and account that the long suffering of our Lord Yahushua is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, has written unto you. You see, and that's what we all hope for, man. Two of the most, what the hell? Two of two of the things that we pray for the most, okay, is what? Mercy and salvation, from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, in hopes that we're worthy to earn that. Okay, mercy and salvation, man. And a third would be what? To see the fall of Babylon. All right, because that's going to please the Lord, man. That says that in Ecclesiasticus, I think it's the 23rd chapter. All right, as a matter of fact, I think it's the 25th chapter. All right, it says that it'd be 9 things. Let me just grab it real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 25, and I think it's 3. It's 7. 25 and 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and 10 I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. You see, so that's we want to see the fall of our enemies, man. We want to see the fall of Babylon the Great. All right, along with the 2 most beautiful things that the Lord can offer us, man: mercy and salvation. All right. So, hey, with that being said, Lord willing, that the lesson was edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who grew well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Hakim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.